Greetings. Still, I want to speak to you concerning the inner eye of self-realization. The eye that will teach you who you are. The eye of revelation. It is the eye that will give you the knowledge of self. It is the eye that would give you the vision and the insight. It is the eye that will teach you that imagination is the power that you must use to achieve your every desire. It is the eye that will teach you the power of words. It is the eye that will teach you the secret language of vibration. It is the eye that will teach you that self-realization is the awakening of God in man. Because it will teach you that you can either be God asleep or God awake. But when you awake, you would realize that it is the rising of the S-U-N in a S-O-N. In other words, it is the awakening or the activating of the light that is within you. That spark that is within you, it would ignite. And when it ignites, it takes you to another dimension. It would take your IQ level to another dimension. Okay? And when you start telling your brothers and your sisters your experience and you start to tell them who you are, they will say blasphemy. When you try to tell them that you and the Father are one, they would say blasphemy because they've never had that inner experience of that inner eye. Okay? But the inner eye of intelligence is what would teach you that God is an information code. And so whenever you activate that inner eye will teach you exactly who you are. That you're a spirit and you're just having a human experience. So many people like to speak about the inner eye, but they have never had any experience of the inner eye. You see, when the inner eye awakes within you, you will definitely experience your invisible self. And you will understand the inner science of alchemy. Because you would become alchemy itself. You would experience yourself in different form. You would experience yourself in a form like liquid crystal. In a form almost like you become like, say, water. You can flow. Okay, and then you can also become solid. You'd experience yourself like that. Okay. For lack of words, okay, way to explain what I'm saying to you. If you have ever looked at the movie Terminator, okay, with the man that would melt down and then he come back solid and so on and so it's something like that, okay. Because doesn't matter how I try to explain the experience, it's very hard. Okay, because for example, when you have this experience, you feel like if you are the ancient of day. Like you've been living for millions, if not billions of years, like you had no beginning, you had no end. Like you can't die. Okay, that's how you feel. Okay, you know that you're eternal. That's all I can say. You're eternal. You realize that consciousness is the only reality there is, and there's nothing else. You'd realize that everything exists in your consciousness. Okay, you'd experience yourself as the wind. As a matter of fact, you'd experience yourself as all the elements. And you start to understand how you being a spirit, or being a human experience, that you must control all the elements. The element of earth, wind, water, fire, and so on. You realize everything in this world, through science and technology, it boils all the way back to the same elements. you would realize that you're definitely God and you're having a human experience. And so when you get rid of the religious beliefs, the political beliefs, the things that you learn in school that they tell you was education that was very much needed for your improvement in life and so on, and to better yourself and so on, you'd realize that the power that creates the school is greater than the school itself and the system itself. You would realize that this power is magnetic and it's electrical, because you would experience yourself as a magnetic and electrical being. You would also understand that a birth is a death and a death is a birth. You would experience yourself like a little child in its mother's womb, being hooked up to its mother umbilical cord. You would have all of those experiences, okay? Because that inner eye has been activated. And so many people refer to the eye as they have Horus. They refer to it as many different things. Okay. But when you're not speaking from books, you're not using secondhand information. Okay. You tell of your experience. You might not sound as let me see, as intellectual as other men who probably would have had certain knowledge passed down to them. For example, if people join, like secret fraternity and so on, they might get certain knowledge. And what qualifies me to say that is because, when I start speaking and teaching on the internet concerning the mind and how the mind works and what the Bible is really all about and how it's a book of mind science and so on, I start sharing my own experience and so on. People start asking me if I belong to some secret society or if I join some fraternity. Okay, but the truth of the matter is that when I start teaching the internet, they did reach out to me, okay? But I will never refer to no one as Lord or Master. And I will never join anything that I believe that people want to control you and tell you what to say and how to say it and when to say it. If you know me well, I open my mouth and I speak as I feel led by my intuition. I don't care whether you want to listen to me and you're thinking about whether I'm using my grammar correctly or what. As a matter of fact, grammar is magic. Okay. So whether you're thinking, okay, that I'm quite eloquent or well spoken and so on, that doesn't mean anything to me, doesn't bother me. Okay, all I know is I'm being myself. Okay, and I'm saying to you, the best thing you can do in this world is learn to be yourself. Don't follow the follower. Don't follow the crowd. I can tell you for sure that thoughts become things. I can tell you for sure that we definitely become what we think about most of the time. The things that you spend more time giving your energy to and so on, those are the things that would expand and grow in your life. Okay? So this whole world, I could tell you through my experience, is a mirror. Everything is just a reflection of yourself. So the I within you is greater than the two physical eyes that you think that you possess, because this body is temporal, but your non-physical body is not temporal. So whenever you experience your non-physical self, just me, you will have no fear of death. You will accept and embrace that, knowing that it is inevitable. Okay, but you must do a work that would make you feel good about yourself, because you find your purpose and you serve humanity the best way you can. Okay, many people are willing to sell themselves short for money, for popularity, for all these different things. But I'm telling you, there is a peace and a happiness, okay, that money can buy. And when you find this peace and happiness, it will help you to attract money in your life. Okay, it's not the other way around where people are trying to attract money thinking that it will give them a certain feeling. No, when you learn to possess these feelings within yourself before you ever have the actual physical tangible thing, okay, that I can see, taste, touch, and smell. But you could acquire the feeling. What you think would happen? You see, if a psychological state can create a physical fact and a physical fact can create a psychological state, you would realize if you could attain the psychological state, the physical fact would appear in this physical three-dimensional world. It is law. No one can stop it. That's why I would have written a book called Your Mood is Your Fortune. I would encourage you to get that book. So my brother, my sister, I can go on and on and on and on, but I want to thank you very much, and I want to say to you that truly there is an inner eye within you. Seek to get in touch with that inner eye. Okay? Even the book of Mind Science, the Bible says that if that eye be open, your whole body be full of light. Even the book of Mind Science tells you that without vision, people will perish. And people perish for lack of knowledge. It is self-knowledge it speaks about. Seek the being before the getting. Do not put the cat before the horse. Seek the power force. That's my encouragement to you. So with that being said, my brother and my sister, I want to thank you very much for listening to me. I want to say to you, if this is the very first time that you listen to me, what I'm saying, if it makes sense, if it really resonates with you and you haven't subscribed already, I'll definitely encourage you to subscribe, to like, to comment, to share this video. Also, if you like to follow me on Instagram, you like to follow me on TikTok, you can definitely follow me at Black Mad Guru. If you like to get my books, the links are down in the description. You want to book a one-on-one with me, whatsoever you like to do, my encouragement to you is to check out all of the links that are down below and definitely let your intuition lead you and guide you into what to do. So with that being said, I just want to say peace, love you all, out.